Okay, boomers, Jody here, and you are looking at a desktop. A desk, the top of a desk that goes back probably to the 60s, early 70s. It's one when my mother used to teach school. This was her desk, and she brought it home with her when she retired back in the 90s, and we've had it ever since.
Okay, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer.
You ready to blow some stuff up?
Oh, yeah. So why are you looking at the top of a desk? Well, it's because I'm going to start putting stuff on it. Like this lethal agent here. The single shot tubes. These are the small ones. These are like the 30 millimeter tubes, I guess. So I'm going to put that right there. You guys get a little glimpse of some of the stuff that we buy sometimes when we shop, but we never really give you a stash video. So today I thought we'd just kind of show you some of the things that we've got in our stash that we don't have plans for. Like this mini windmill fountain by T-Sky. Now we had a bigger version of that we did in Weird Pyro last year. But that one I'm not sure what we're going to do with yet. And there's the windmill house. That's by Sun's Fireworks. And I've seen this fountain. I've seen other labels do this fountain as well. Well, I can't get around my tripod there, and I don't want to walk in front of it. Yeah. So we accumulate some of these things. Never really know what we're going to do with it. Sometimes we buy with specific things in mind and very, specific, for very specific videos. But other times we find something cool. We don't know what we're going to do with it. But this is a Vixen missile. Well, Queen of the Sky missile on the Vixen label. One of the Shelton brands. Va 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 boom. I love that. Oh, didn't mean to hit the camera there. Guess I've got it back too far. But another little fountain here. The Ferris wheel fountain. This is a Shelton product as well on the Mad Hornet brand. Now, I've seen other versions of this. And I guess Dominator makes all the Shelton stuff. So a lot of the Shelton products you're going to find. You'll find, Dominator versions of the same products and stuff like that. But here we've got a little 4-pack of the space capsule. These are by Great American. It's like ladybugs or the flying diamonds or whatever, different things. Those of you that watch the channel on the regular know that Twitter glitter is the first firework that I remember doing with my dad back in the early 70s. So I still, whenever I find one from a brand that I've never shot, like this cutting edge brand, I tend to grab it. They're all about the same. Sometimes you'll notice little subtle differences, but, it's just one I pick up when I see a different one. Anybody thirsty? That's the beer fountain. That's by Miracle. Another fountain here. This is Surround Me. It's actually 10 little fountains, little tubes that you light and throw out, and they roll, and the force of the fountain will push it down so it's spraying up the right way. This is another Shelton product here. This is Sock Hop. And this is on the, I think this is on the Mad Hornet label as well. There it is. Yeah, right in the middle. The Mad Hornet label. But that's really a cool idea this is a jack-in-the-box type thing. So it's going to be a little fountain, and it's going to spray out some spinners. I think that's a really cool concept there. And way to name something like that, Sock Hop. because the Shelton stuff, it all looks so retro anyway. It looks really old school like that. A couple packs of these America's Best Snappers. These are some red, white, and blue snappers by Sky Bacon. Whether they're America's Best or not, well, that remains to be seen. We've got these color change sparklers by Fire Factory. I took a couple of these out. These are some little, they're not really like sparklers, they're like a little hand torch, because they're going to spray out the end there, you can see. I saw a video on these, they look pretty cool. Like any number of little hand torches, and I think this was in some stuff. I know that either Vex Pyro or Light of the World gave us those. I don't remember which one of them gave us those, but one of them did. And I know these Vex Pyro gave us these. These Crackling Bullwhip, like a magic whip, but this been around for a minute. This is DOT Class C, and it's by Great Grizzly. So, like I said, I know Vex gave us those. Let's see what we've got in here. Screaming Mimi's, just a little screaming, whistling fountain. Nothing too special. Nothing too special there, but still, some of those things can be a lot of fun. Here we've got Magic Whip. We've got 4 packs of some kind of generic brand of Magic Whip. Got some of these little Sliver of Silver fountains from my brothers. Those get going pretty good for a little guy. You know, they're not bad for a little guy. And there's one of the Mega Minis by World Class, and I think we fused 180 of them together, I think, for our what you call it, Star Chords, episode 2, episode 5, Star Chords episode 5. You go back and check that video out. We got some jumping jacks here. Turn it around the right way for the label, but these are UN, but I'm not sure how old they are. I don't know a brand on them, and I don't know exactly how old those are. But I think they might be a little bit older than... oh, here we go. I thought I had this in here somewhere. We got a whole... got a few more of those Mega Mini fountains. And we got this Silver Strobe by Top Gun. We got overgrown flash pot there. Now these are super annoying. And incidentally, they're named super annoying, but they are also super annoying. These are some little flash sticks. They just flash, but they're bright, very bright. Here we've got the Conic Fountain number 3 by Supreme Fireworks. See if I can get over here without moving the camera. Again, I got it backed up too far. Probably should scoot it up a little bit so I can get by there. But let's see what else I've got in here. Got some crackling ground blooms. Always love the ground blooms, and especially the ones that crackle. Those are always a lot of fun. Oh, these are cool. These are cool. These are the Cracker Bombs by Pyro Demon. These are like little dragon eggs or whatever, little little crackle balls. But you can get this little box. You can get 50 of them for $2.99 at Crazy Caves Fireworks in Dyersburg, Tennessee. I know exactly where we got those. Oh, yeah, here's one of the Surround Me fountains. There it is. That's what they look like. So you just light it and toss it. And it doesn't matter which way it lands. It's going to right itself and shoot straight up in the air. Here we've got from Dominator brand, we've got star-shaped sparklers. We've never done any of those. We did some heart-shaped sparklers for Valentine's Day this year, but we've never done those. Here's another pack of the cracker bombs. Those are not opened. Here's a different kind of magic whip too. These are the Supreme fireworks. I think those other ones had no brand on those. And while I'm at it with the magic whip, we've got some TNT brand magic whip. I think it's always weird that TNT makes magic whip, because magic whips just seems like it's not a real mainstream type product. Maybe it is in safe and sane states. I don't know, but around here in the Memphis area, not something you see every day. And I think of TNT making more, just more mainstream stuff. And this is another magic whip with the little crazy Santa Claus on there. I don't know. Kind of an interesting concept. Magic whip, and they've got Santa Claus cracking a whip. Here's from Mag Value. That's the value brand of Magnus. We got the 5mm det cord, which I assume is another like a magic whip type product. We've never lit that, so I don't really know what to expect from it. Here we've got the lightning wheel on the Mad Hornet label. This is one you're going to put a nail through it right there, nail it to a post or, whatever, and watch it spin. We got 4 of those. We've got another one of those to flash. This is a Flash Boy by Hot Fireworks Complex. And then we've got some crazy crack-ups here. Crazy crack-ups here, which I think are like a Shogun product, I believe. And those are going to be like the Noisy Boys, Boiling Pots, anything like that. I mean, this will crackle for like 90 seconds, and it'll be down to nothing. The whole thing will just crackle away. Here we've got these black cat flashing signals. So these are some little flash pots that just look like that. We've got a couple packs of those. Here's some more black cat. The ground mines. I do love a good crackle ball. Like these Supreme Super Jumbo crackle balls. Or we've got some RGS brand balls that bang. And we've got some Fire Factory balls of fury. And we've got, these are some pretty cool ones, actually. I haven't done all of those, but I've done these, the triple crackling balls by Miracle. So they're going to go, each one's going to go 3 times. Each one's going to crackle 3 times. What else we got here? We've got the Mini Fiery. Mini Fiery by Top Gun. These little bitty hard to see them in there. Little fountains, little tiny little fountains. They just throw up a few little sparks. We got them, I guess, 40 cents for a 5-pack at the superstore. Here's one on the Kyle and King brand. I'm not seeing anything on Kyle and King, but this is the laser fountain. So I think this is going to flash, and then do a fountain. Be a fountain. Be a little, won't last long, I wouldn't expect, but got the Wizard's Wand from Miracle. This is a little handheld fountain. It says 4 different effects per wand. And these are pretty cool, actually. Of all the handheld fountains that I've seen, those are some of the cooler ones. We've got some Hanabi sparklers by Wenda. I've heard those are pretty cool. Never actually lit them though. And we've got some of these wood sparklers by Wenda. Those, I don't know. I wonder how the colors come out on these. Maybe we ought to light these and see. Every time I think about lighting sparklers, I think, well, I'd rather just light something else, Why am I worried about lighting sparklers, Here's something different. The brand is different anyway. Sun brand. You don't see a lot of Sun brand, but this is Dirty Smoke. So I guess this is going to be like some black, probably some black smoke on Sun brand. And we've got a couple of Red Rhino smoke tubes and a Maddox smoke tube. See if I can get over here and put those over there. Here's some TNT blasters. These are crackle balls too. These are the mini crackle balls that look like the little red and green soccer balls. Now you'll see some crackers that look like this too that really hit, but those are just crackle balls there from TNT. They're not going to mess around with the there's some blue smoke from Maddox. Put that over there with the rest of our smoke. Here's something on the Wise Guy brand. We've got sliders. If y'all are familiar with those, they come in these little, they come in a little roll like that. And you take them out and drag your feet over them. Well, you can light them too, and they'll just kind of crackle. But yeah. Here's a 10-spot, 10-minute white smoke by Hot Fireworks. I don't know what we're going to do with that. I really don't, because I don't really want to sit through 10 minutes of smoke on a video, That sounds painful. Here's some Boomer brand mini lasers. I think these just kind of crackle and sparkle and kind of flash a little bit. They do a little bit of something in between, like a flash pot and a like a crazy crack or crazy crack up or whatever type thing. There's more super annoying. I don't know where the other ones were, but kind of annoying that I can't find them. There's some bug zappers, and these do some little crackle, little crackle and flash, and kind of eventually. I say eventually. They don't last very long. I would think they would go longer, but they don't really go long. Here's some dragon eggs. Some more crackle balls. The dragon eggs. And these are on the I think we decided it's Pig Fireworks. That logo was so small, it's hard to read, but I think we decided that was Pig Fireworks. And here we've got a couple different kinds of the hand blasters. We've got these that come in this package here. And then we've got these that come like this. And these are the little balls. These are the little balls that you can knock together or throw them up in the air and, you know, let one come down and hit the other one in your hand kind of thing. And they will spark, make a little pop for you there. We've got a couple of these little, what is it, snake pit. I think these are, I think that's Grand Patriot. Another thing with a really tiny logo that I can barely read. But that's the one where you light the one fuse, and they've got all the snakes in there that go. This is one of my favorite fireworks right here, actually. I'd like to find some new ones. These are old. I don't know how old they are, but they're an older product, but they're called Thunder Crackle. Now these, we've got 5 of them here, and I think I've got a couple more laying around somewhere, but I wish I had like a lot of these if I could find them. If you guys know anywhere to get these, let me know in the comments. But they flash, then they crackle, and then they pop. They boom. And I think the cracker part on them is a little bit inconsistent, if I'm not mistaken. Spook lights. These are little, I think they're little flashers that have color to them. I'm really not sure, to be honest with you. If you know, don't tell us, because I want to be surprised when I light them. Here's a little fountain by World Class. It's called Kicks. At least I think it's a little fountain. And here we've got 2 of these. This is, to my knowledge, the smallest 200-gram cake out there. It says 200 grams on it. I think it's probably, you know, more like about 4 grams. Now, I don't really know how many grams it is. I don't know what it takes to do this stuff. But, you know, they're definitely not 200. They're way short of that. But 6 shots, 6 little happy shots. In those cakes. Got a few more things here. And I think we got just a jumbled mess out there. So I'm going to pause the video for a minute, Boomers, and I'll be right back. Okay, Boomers. Back in action. Got a little 4-pack of Killer Bees fountain. These are by Mega Banger. I think somebody gave those to us. I want to say, I don't remember where, but somebody threw those in with a purchase. This was something else that was thrown in with a purchase for us at K&K. They just gave us a couple little extras, a couple little freebies, and this was one of them. This little dagger fountain by Taco. It's a handheld fountain. I think we can find a theme video that might fit in at some point, but we don't know. Don't know what that's going to be yet, but we'll figure something out. We got the Whistling Gemini missile. These are little bitty guys. These are, to my knowledge, the smallest firework missiles that are out there. They're like little Saturn missile battery. They're like, you know, each one is like the missile from a Saturn missile battery. What else we got here? This is a fisherman product. These are called crawlers. And I think these probably just roll. I think they have wheels and they roll and do some sparks, something like that. We don't have a lot of little novelties like that, but we do have a few. Like these lightning bug car from Shiny Star. We haven't opened this yet either. I think we got these at Shelton. Maybe we got them at the Superstore. I don't remember. We did get them on the Pyro Caravan last year, either on the Caravan or when we stopped at the Superstore afterward. We did get them on that trip. Now, something else we got on the Caravan last year. This is kind of wild because these really not really that good of a product, but we ended up with a bunch of them, and that's these from Mad Hornet brand, the Kingpin single shot tubes. They all have these have the glittering sparkle with triple bomb. We've got 3 packs here, and I know we have some more somewhere. It's the kind of thing where I'm putting stuff in the basket, Matt's putting stuff in the basket, we got other stuff, and Vex was talking about stuff, and Light of the World was there talking about stuff, Silver Stag was there talking about stuff, a couple other people. So we're kind of getting hit with all these different people showing us all these cool things, and things are kind of ending up in the basket, and somehow we ended up with like 4 packs of those. I can think of some other products that I'd rather have ended up with 4 packs of. But, yeah. Another Pyro Caravan thing here, the Mad Hornet. A whistling, whirling UFO. Phenomenal. So these are, they're aerial spinners. They're little aerial spinners that don't look like most of the aerial spinners that you see. They don't have any kind of, wings or anything coming off of them. But, speaking of aerial spinners, and more Mad Hornet brand. This is the Airstrip. These come in a 6-pack. It says 30 pieces, but it's 6 strips of 5, and it's got 1 fuse on the end there. Light the fuse, and all 5 of them will go, I think, in order. Little aerial spinners. Should be pretty cool. We have not lit those yet. And these are going to be another similar product. These are called Zingers, and this is a Mad Hornet product. Now, typically with something like Zingers, we think of like Speedballs or Speed Demons or Zips or Zangers and all those different versions of that. These are different. These are going to be like their smaller version of that UFO there. They have the 2 tubes in the middle and the little plug at the bottom. We've got here we've got a brick of the Monkey Mania jumping jacks with crackle. We've had jumping jacks with crackle on the channel before, I think from Cutting Edge, and they didn't have the crackle. They said they did, but they didn't. But I've heard these are really good. So we're going to see how good, as I've heard they're good. And something I know is good. This is one of my favorite products here. So I guess I've kind of inadvertently saved the best for last. But we've got a brick of the Pyroland Super Ground Blooms. These are some ground blooms with report. It says with report, but it's a pretty good boom on there. I mean, they're loud. They're really loud. We've shot a few of those, and I really like those. One of my favorite products. But that's what I got in these 3 tubs that I brought out. Just kind of wanted to show you guys some of the stuff that doesn't, regularly end up in our videos. We've got stuff. We don't always know what to do with some of the stuff that we have. So the bigger stuff, and you'll see it on the channel. The bigger stuff, we do a video where we compare 56 different rockets or 35 different candles or something like that, and we kind of go through the cakes and all those other things in the canisters. But these little novelties and things, we don't always get to these. So just wanted to take a minute, or about 30 minutes as it were, and show you guys a little small portion of the Mid-South Boomer stash. So until next time, Boomers, out.